Welcome. In front of me is the OPPO Find N2 Flip, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and the tricks you can do on this device. Now anyway, let's just get straight into it. So we're going to begin with probably the one that most people will be interested, and that is the cover display. When you close it, you can customize it a little bit. Now there isn't much, but obviously you have some control over it. Now to customize it, all you need to do is go into the settings and then find at the very top you'll see folding features, and here we have things like the cover screen style. So this will allow you to change the appearance of it, so you can edit that if you want to. As you can see, we have a couple wallpapers that come included here. Then we have some interactive pets, and then we also have album, which will allow you to set up your own custom wallpaper if that is something you'd want to choose. Obviously for customization purposes, that's probably the best option. But if we go back, we also have widgets. So here you can select, if we consent to everything, we can select what kind of widgets will show up here, meaning by default we have these. I believe these are all the default ones. So let me just quickly close it. So the ones that you basically swipe through. Now if we go back here, we have a couple additional ones below that. So we have wireless earphones, which I'm kind of curious what that is. I mean, the name would suggest that something, but I guess I'll find out in a second. And we have a recorder, which I'm pretty sure we already did see the recorder in there, so not exactly sure why this is showing up as option for me to add it if it's already there, just to kind of test this out. Oh, that's a timer. Okay, so never mind. Okay, so here we have some wireless earphones. Let's see, turn on, and seriously, more things to agree to. Great. Let's try it again. Okay, so it doesn't detect any device. But if I'm correct, this just allows you to choose your buds if you have multiple connected to it. But by default, when you take them out, they should automatically pair with your device. I mean, connect to your device once they're paired. So this is kind of useless. Now going back, we also have some quick reply functionalities. So here, this will actually be probably a very nice feature once you customize it correctly. As you can see, we have a couple ones that are pre-made ones, like sure thing, thanks, and so on. These are basically the quick replies. When you get a message, you can choose one of these options to just click on them, and it automatically sends this, whatever the phrase that you selected, to the person that messaged you. But you can add replies, so you can make them obviously more like deliberate to give a longer version of something. For instance, I don't know, you can create one, can't talk right now in the meeting, and then obviously select that one when someone messages you, and it sends the entire message that you typed in here. So pretty nice option to quickly send someone a message without even needing to open up your device. Now moving on to another section is going to be the wallpaper and style, sticking with the customization. So we have right here the wallpaper and style, and in here, apart from the wallpapers that you can change a couple additional things that not very many phones allow you to change. So going into a couple of them would be things like fonts. You can change the entire fonts. Here we have a couple ones that come included with the device, so precisely 3 of them, but if you get more, they will show up here, and you can obviously install them and then activate them in here. Additionally, you can also change the font size and then font weight, which is grayed out for some reason. Let's see, if I select different one, this allows me to increase it. This is basically boldness. So anyway, I'm gonna go back, and moving on, we also have icons. Again, not very many devices allow you to choose icon packs. And again, here we have a couple pre-made ones, but if you download more, they'll show up here as well, and you can choose them from the list. Alternatively, if your device wouldn't support it, you literally need to usually download a third-party launcher to be able to change them. But here, Apple decided to just include it in the launcher, which is really nice. And obviously, below that, we have things like colors, quick settings, and this colors allows you to change all the colors that you have around for different apps and different functions. As you can see, it gives you a bunch of them as a example right here. So toggles are blue, messages bubbles are white and green, Then we have things like the equal sign, which is orange, and so on. You can see that. And then we can obviously change them on the fly. It doesn't really show anything different here. Oh, there we go. As you can see on the bubbles, the toggles and the messages. There also is an option right here to select it based on the wallpaper. Now this will create several different options right here, as you can see, based on your wallpaper. But the wallpaper that we have set by default, it's this one, so it's, well, very uniform in terms of like how many colors you have. You have either black or blue, and that's about it. So it's not really giving us much to work with here, but still it gives us a couple options, like a little bit bluish, more grayish tones. So you can choose this if you want to, and obviously depending on what wallpaper you have set, it will give you a different color aesthetic or color setups right here at the bottom to choose from. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the side panel, which you can quickly access if you haven't turned it off, right somewhere here, unless I turned it off. Come on, where is it? I think I might have turned it off, which, with that being said, I'm not exactly sure where that is in the settings, so I'm gonna try to find it quickly. Maybe under here? Nope. Let me just quickly search for it, maybe. Smart sidebar. So it is located under special features and smart sidebar. It is enabled, so why can't I see it? It's a good question. There we go, it just popped up. Okay, so it looks okay, not exactly sure why it's hiding. Oh, we have auto hide. Okay, so I believe this should be off by default, but I could be wrong. But as you can see, you should normally have it. If you don't, just try to like swipe somewhere around the top of the screen where you have your volume buttons, and go back, and then hopefully it will come up. Now in here you have a couple shortcuts like screenshots, screen recordings, and then you have a couple applications. You can also tap on all and it will open up the entire app page that you have of, well, installed apps. And obviously under edit you can add more applications to this little sidebar. So I can just start spamming a bunch of them. Not sure if there is a limit. Looks like there might not be. So as you can see, you can have way more apps right here, and then when you try to open them up, they will open up in this pop-up view. From here you can drag it around by grabbing on this little bar right at the top, and you can either maximize it, close it, and if you go home, it makes it a little bit smaller like this. So you can open up some other apps, do whatever you want, click on this, and it will again maximize it. And if you drag it to the side, as you can see, it just minimized it. I wasn't sure if it will do this, but by checking it, it did. So you can grab it, drag it to the side. Now I believe we can drag it to other sides as well. There you go. And obviously with this in mind, we can have multiple apps open like this. And from there, no, come on. It just disappeared. I think it actually closed it. Yeah, I think it closed or crashed the applications that were open for some reason. But yeah, as you can see, it does give you a little bit of versatility, especially with the limited space. You can multitask with a couple applications and switch between them. Now anyway, let's move over to the next option, which will be the notifications and the toggles that are visible on your status bar. Now I personally myself prefer a little bit of a cleaner look to my device, even if it gives me less information. So that might not be for everybody, I understand this, that's why I'm just starting off with saying that right away. But we can basically hide most of these toggles that are visible right here, along with these notification from different applications. And all we really need to do is navigate into notifications and status bar, and here we have notification icons, and this will allow you to either have it, well, by default set to show each icon individually, but you can select it to be just a number and to compile all of them that you have and just give you the amount that there is once you would pull down your notifications, or you can just completely hide them if you want that. Probably for the most people, I would recommend the number. This gives you a nice clean look along with actually still giving you information that you have some kind of notifications. And then below that we have toggles. As you can see, there is a plethora of different toggles that we can turn off, and for me most of them are useless because I tend to be aware of what I have on. So as an example, NFC is one of those things that I wouldn't want to have visible in my status bar, but obviously you can turn off everything. So just to kind of give you a point, you can basically hide almost everything. Now there is one little caveat. Wi-Fi is apparently not one of the things that you can hide for some reason, and additionally SIM card, when there is no SIM card, I believe it shows you that there's no SIM, but once you insert it, it will disappear. Because we do have a, or at least I did pretty sure turn that off, or maybe not. Okay, never mind, I don't think there is an option for showing your reception. So I guess these two things will be visible. The reception and Wi-Fi will show up in here. But everything else like NFCs, Bluetooth and so on will be turned off, or not turned off but just hidden from status bar. They will still be running in the background. As you can see, NFC is still enabled right here. Bluetooth, if it was enabled, there we go, I just enabled it, it wouldn't show, as you can see. So you can have a nice clean look for your device. Now moving on to the last option, and this one will be for everybody who just likes to have their power button back instead of the annoying Google Assistant. I personally never use Google Assistant, so I really like to turn that on, and if you tend to, well, like the same things, then all you need to do is navigate into the settings, scroll all the way down to additional settings, not this, and go additional settings, power button, press and hold the power button and then select power menu. And now when you hold it, it gives you the typical power menu instead of the Google Assistant or the pop-up that you need to hold power and volume up to activate it, which I do personally like more than the Google Assistant, which I never use. So there we go. Now, this will conclude all the tweaks and the tricks that I want to share with you, so if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.